And welcome to the Part-Time Nerd Podcast with me, your host, Alan. And joining me today is Mr. Flashback Dave. How are you doing, buddy?
How's it going?
I'm doing good. How about you? You holding up?
Very excited. Very excited because there's no more flashbacks. Oh my God. There can't be. There can't be any more flashbacks.
There can, because the whole period of time between them at the fire and getting the armor back, and how did he get out there to where the armor is, and all that stuff.
Son of a bitch.
So,
There's so
but
much more.
but he's also done. He's fully healed too, right? Like, so does he need to go back in the tank unless something happens? No, he doesn't have to. So
He'll have to.
you got that going for you.
Every freaking episode is 90% of him in that effing tank sitting there in Flashback City. Oh my God.
Well, I came to a conclusion during this episode.
Okay.
And I think I would have
papers.
enjoyed this maybe more if they had done this like this. Why did we have to do this half and half type thing, right? Why couldn't the first season had been out of the Sarlacc pit until current time? And then season 2 is what he's going through during current time.
Right.
Because as of right now, like I was thinking maybe I don't know. I just think I might have enjoyed it a little bit more had they split it up like that.
Yeah.
But they didn't. It is what it is. We're getting what we get. I'm still enjoying it. I'm just ready. I'm ready for the S to hit the fan, which I think we're going to start getting. Like,
yeah, season 2, episode 1, S is going to hit the fan. For the rest of this season, though, we're going to keep bogging you down with the flashbacks and the scooter gang. That is the dorkiest thing ever.
We didn't have the scooter gang this time. So
there was still some in there. I saw some scooters.
There was still some scooters in there, yes, but
it explains why he finds Finnick. He picks Finnick up, takes her into wherever those cybernetic people are, the scooter gang, where they all kind of get their modifications. And so you find out how she became, with their midsection. He picks her up, she's damn near dead. I mean, I assume that she would be dead at that point.
She would have been dead, yeah.
But anyway, yeah, it's like, okay, I put biker gang, slash scooter gang. But it's a series of flashbacks and whatnot. And I had a question for you. Did you know General Grievous was a chef? That damn robot with those arms that popped out. I would have left. I'm not taking on a robot with that many cleavers in its hand.
Well, he's just sitting there watching, and then Finnick just comes up from behind and is like, gotcha.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was interesting. I enjoyed it, but I still, it's not hitting like the Mandalorian was hitting for me, right? Mandalorian, I enjoyed a lot more than I have the Book of Boba Fett. I'm still enjoying it, but I find myself there. I did find myself a couple times like just picking up my phone, like, what's going on over here? I like how you do get the introduction of him and Finnick's relationship, although I feel like there's a lot more to it because she seems way more loyal than what you get in the description of it, right? In the flashback.
Yeah.
Like, it's just kind of like they just had a conversation, they came to an understanding. But I almost feel like there should have been a lot more, because it's not because he saved her life. She's already paid back that debt. Like,
yeah.
So
maybe he's convincing her. Like, they're having these discussions. They're having this talk about how he wants to start his own house, how he wants to, get out of bounty. He doesn't want to be hired by these idiots anymore, as he says. And I think she's buying into it as well. She's like, yeah. I mean, I got killed because I was hired to do something.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or not killed, but almost killed. But you're getting these. I'm just ready for it to just move along, and let's see where this story goes. The reason you probably like The Mandalorian is because it was all brand new. You don't know what's going on, right? Every episode with this is kind of telling you the past or the history. They should have started this show back, him getting can you imagine? Like, that's the actual beginning of this show, is him getting out of that damn Sarlacc pit, and then the story just starts from there. And instead of bouncing back and forth, it's bounced back and forth so many times, and it takes up 90% of the show. And then they do nothing current time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, they did get the ship out of there, out of Jabba. They went back to Jabba's palace. I guess whatever they call Fortuna. Oh, Fortuna, right?
Well, it was Bib Fortuna's at that time, but it's still referred to as Jabba's palace. It still kind of is referred to as Jabba's palace. So
and they go and get the ship out. That's a cluster. No one opens the damn garage door, so they're just flying a ship inside of a bay, knocking shit out and knocking stuff over. It's just like Jesus Christ. Okay, you guys don't stick to the plan. Just
Eh,
follow the plan.
Well,
Let's.
the plan was stealth, and that failed.
Yeah.
So
I put. Is this guy a moron? he's like Austin Powers in there, just ramming, back and forth, back. It's just, oh God. You do get what's the black Wookie? It's black something, right?
Black Kirstein.
Okay, I was going to say Black Sabbath, but I couldn't remember.
Yeah, Black
But
That's a fan.
he's in that bar with that hot hostess, just causing problems. You know what I mean? This is why you shouldn't serve him any type of drink or alcohol. He's just a loose cannon. You don't serve Wookiees, okay? Don't worry about droids in this place. Worry about the Wookiee. And
Yeah.
so, were you shocked at all that? I'm surprised he left one arm. Were you shocked at all that he ripped off one? Or
Oh no, not at all. I fully expected him to. Like that was just. I mean, she tried, and like Bobo even looked there. It's like nice try. She's like, yeah, it's worth a shot, you
Yeah.
know. But yeah, he's just sitting there, and I'm just waiting for him to rip the arms off. And then she's talking to me. He's like, well, you've raised quite a substantial tab.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and clear that for you if you just go ahead and set him down.
Yeah.
And he just kind of looks at her, looks at him, rips his arm off, throws him down, and pulls out the coin and drops it in her hand, walks out.
Left one arm, so at least the guy has one arm. He can get him, some robotics or whatever attached to him. Now, did you jump at all when they were, for some reason, they're in Slave One, looking straight down into the Sarlacc pit because he's looking for his armor. This is the beginning of the adventure of his armor, which I'm sure, like you said, there'll be a flashback next week as to how he got his armor back. And so he's looking straight down in the Sarlacc pit, and damn thing just shoots up. I mean, like, how close can they get?
I mean, I fully expected that to happen, right? That's nothing goes. I've watched enough Star Wars and just everything else in general in my life to know that it's not going to go as planned. Okay, something's going to happen.
The whole damn orb of the face of the ship was almost inside the pit, anyways. I mean, Jesus
I was ready for him just to fly inside the Sarlacc pit. Like, let's just fly down in here, right?
Let me tell you, I would have loved it if it would have pierced the glass, pulled his ass out of that ship, and killed him right there.
Well, then
just in the show. Let's just end it. F it. Now it's the Fennec show.
The Book of Fennec Shad, Chapter 1.
Yeah, after him doing all that crap and all this big drop, just kill him immediately, man. Let's move along.
But I like that we're 100% guaranteed more Black Kirstein. Boba's hired him. I fully expected him to come back. Like when he ran off, it wasn't it. I knew there was going to be more. Had there not been any more, I would have been highly upset then at that point in time. Like, F this, you don't do that. Then bring in this awesome character. Then my last image of him is like the kid who got beat up on the playground and is telling his mom as he's running with his arms flailing behind him.
Why did he run? Why didn't he just walk off? But he like jogged and ran off. I'm like, what the hell? It's like, just walk.
No, he's just like, you know what? Let me just get out of here before he changes his mind. It's everything's setting out for him versus the Pikes. He goes and gets his revenge against the biker gang, which Finnick brings a good point. It's like she's like, there's no way a little biker gang took out the Tusken Raiders, and he's like, so maybe the Pikes did have something to do with that. Maybe we find that out a little bit further on down the line. But it's him versus the Pikes. He's asked all the other crime lords to just stand down. Like, look, I'm going to rule over everything, but I don't want any tributes from you or anything like that. I don't even want you to get involved. I'm going to take care of this. I'm going to handle it. I'm going to take care of it. And all I ask you to do is just stay neutral. When the Pikes come to you and say, join us against Boba, just say no. Because you know what's going to happen with them and what they're going to do and what they're bringing with it. I'll handle it and I'll take care of it. And you don't have to do it. So that if I do fail, you're good, right? And they've all said yes, and we'll see what happens now. But now we're going to be bringing in some more hired hands, right? Finnick's like, how much money do we actually have? He's like, I got plenty of money. I just don't have the hired hands to help out. She's like, I got you there. So who else are we going to bring in? What other characters are we going to get in here? I'm really excited to kind of see who's going to show up next, because there's going to be more fan service. We're not done. We're not done with the fan service by any means necessary. There's going to be some other characters brought in that we know of, that we've seen, even if it's not from the movies or maybe even some of the TV shows, maybe some characters from the comic books and things like that. So,
Yeah. Looking forward to it as well. I'm just, the flashbacks are fine, but when they're 90% of the show, that's kind of like
yes,
just have the whole show a flashback. I don't really care at that point, but I am looking to see who they're bringing in. I mean, they've already alluded that, and you're right, right? There's one thing that they do. They give the fan service is amazing here, right? I mean, who's going to show up, and you do get a little excited about that, but yeah, I'm done with the history. Once he gets his armor, fine, whatever. I mean, he's got it now, obviously, but I'm talking about with another one more flashback. But I'm looking forward to it as well. This one was kind of just annoying to kind of get through, but I still enjoyed it, and I'm going to take it every week as like, hey, more Star Wars, great, right?
right.
That's how I'm
Yeah,
going to do it.
the more Star Wars, the better. And we had a little Rancor action in there too. They're like, why don't we just kill you right now? And then all of a sudden, that Rancor's right there under the table and starts reaching up. They're like, oh snap!
Yeah. And when he's going to be taking on the Pikes, or if he gets out in like some type of combat, he's going to be riding that damn thing. So
I can't wait for that. I
yeah,
mean, I'm super excited about that. And here's the thing: I know it's going to look stupid, and I know it's going to look cheesy, and it's going to be just awful, but it's going to be magical. Like, I'm ready.
yeah, me too.
He's going to jump on their Hi-Ho Silver away and ride off on his Rancor and just start tearing some mess up, and it's
If
going
he
to be
says
great.
that, I'm triple in at that point.
Right?
Hi, Silver.
Oh man, that's great. You got anything else on this one?
Yeah, watch it. We're at middle of the season. I don't know how many episodes are left, but there'll be there's action coming up. They've already had too many episodes where it's kind of been lulling along. And if there's anything about with Disney Plus or Star Wars, these shows, it ramps up quickly. So
Yep.
looking forward to it.
Things are getting ready to hit the fan. But thank you guys so much for watching. Like, share, comment, follow, subscribe, all that fun stuff. If there's anything you want us to watch, send us over an email, parttimenerdpodcast@gmail.com. Until next time, we'll talk to you guys later.